Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello, we're here. We have a show to do, Ian. It's a big show.
It is a big show. It's full of questions from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes, indeed. We're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get started with this one from Alolan Figment. Starline's isekai adventures will never end. This time he gets sent to a world inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. What does he think of the various villains? You only need to do the ones you remember. And which godlike being sends him off to the next world?
I think he would initially get along with Giovanni, but Giovanni plays things too close to the chest. I'm talking like red, blue, gold, silver level. Because Rainbow Rocket is kind of a different thing, but he want more theatrics. I mean, you have all these magical, powerful animals. You live a little, get into the act. Come on, boss. No, he'll show you how a real Team Rocket is run. I would probably not go along with. Oh shoot, what were the magma and what was the water team? Aqua. Probably wouldn't go with either of Magma or Aqua, because while he enjoys the theatrics and the themed costumes, I mean, really, Starline is just one sound effect away from being a Batman villain, let's be honest. The clear idiocy of trying to awaken eldritch creatures to create more land or flood the world, it would be too much for him. There's no, how do you control this angle? He would be able to see through that.
Yeah.
Post Eggman, I think he would actually be kind of drawn to Cyrus, and that's a large part my own bias. Cyrus is my favorite, but that whole nothing matters, this world sucks, screw you all, I'm summoning Pokemon, I think would resonate with him. And just like Cyrus, he would be lost to the distortion world. So there you go.
Huh. All right. Well, that works. Here's a question from Andrew D. Sonic Dream Team spoilers. I noticed something that I wanted to ask about. Sage was not around to save Eggman in the intro to Sonic Dream Team. Does that mean this game takes place before Sonic Frontiers, or was Sage simply not around?
Orbot and Cubot were also not there to help Eggman, so does this mean it's before Sonic Unleashed? Metal Sonic was not there to help him out, so does this mean it was before Sonic CD? Not every character is going to show up in every single game. Dream Team is post-Frontiers.
Okie dokie. Here's one from Anonymous. In issue 60, we saw Eggman using a gun to defend himself from Amy. However, he just used it to disarm her. That makes me wonder, was this deliberate on Eggman's side? Meaning that actually killing his enemy could be considered a last resort for him as well? Or was it just a lot of luck and plot armor on Amy's side?
I think that's more of a question for Evan in terms of intention, but I'm inclined to believe it would be more like you can't have Eggman actually shoot Amy. So he shoots the hammer. Maybe if this works for you, say that Amy was in the process of swinging said hammer and just happened to catch the shot, and that's what disarmed her. Or, I don't know. There's a million and one headcanon ways to get away with
it. Yeah.
And we know Eggman isn't 100% against dispatching his enemies because he locked Sonic in a pod and launched him into space to explode him. That's kind of finite.
Yeah, but he knew he'd get out.
He was like, farewell, my worthy adversary. And Tails is like, I'm going to be the protagonist now. And Eggman's like, you what, mate?
Deep in the recesses of his psyche, of his subconscious, he knew Sonic would somehow get out. Also, I need Eggman to do his most fakest Australian accent in the next game. Make it happen, Ian. Here's a question from OzJam. Breaking news! Sega has decided to have more diverse animal species in the Sonic the Hedgehog series, with Ian Flynn of Canada choosing what new species are in store for the series. The catch? He has to change some similar faces in the cast that are already the same type of animal into a different one for each, meaning that Sonic has to be the only prominent hedgehog, while other hedgehogs like Amy, Shadow, and Silver have to be different species. Same goes for Big and Blaze, and while not needed by Sega, Cream and Vanilla can be affected as well. And to be clear, it is only the main series that is affected. In short, what different species for these characters would you, old illustrious Ian, choose?
If I can get away with keeping Cream and Vanilla the same, I will, because they're family.
I know.
Direct bloodline.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
we're kind of avoiding the whole interspecies thing so far that Archie kind of really got into.
Yeah.
Modern Sonic doesn't. I don't want to revisit that if I don't have to.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we don't have too much crossover.
No, just a bunch of hedgehogs.
Big came first, but I think Blaze just looks cooler as a cat. Big can be anything. Make him a Tanuki. No, because then Dodonpa would have to change, and we can't do anything to Dodonpa. He's sacred. Make him a raccoon. Make him a grizzly bear. Make him a capybara. Sorry, Kip, but you're in the extended universe, so that's fine. Binturong. There we go. Keep the ears. Make him a Binturong. Big the Big Turong. There you go. For the hedgehogs, well, Shadow can be a Tenric. I mean, there you go.
Sure.
And we don't have to worry about Surge because we're only focusing on the main series. Roll Silverback to a mink as he was in the prototype design. That's an easy out.
There you go.
Amy? Porcupine. There, I cheat.
That is cheating.
But it's a different species, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, it's thematic with the Tenric and the Echidna. It's fine. Yep.
Sure, we'll go with all that. I mean, people are asking about Honey. She's classic and...
Well, she has wings, so she's clearly not a normal cat, so we'll just write that off as saying a sphinx.
Oh. Is that the cute sphinx that Amy had to shave then?
Yeah, they're not on speaking terms anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Here's a riddle for you. What has 2 legs, a shaver in their hand, is no longer invited to my birthday party?
Oh, no. Here's one from Buns of Flufficle. Boosting a question for Wallison89466. Ian, if you had a chance to write an Eggman Nega story, what would you write to make the character acceptable to you? Well, Buns of Flufficle, we already did this one.
Yes, but props to Buns of Flufficle for supporting somebody else's standard question. Very generous of you.
Yes.
And the answer that I had earlier was it would be his final death scene, and then we were done with him forever and ever. Amen.
Yes. Yes. But it turns out that someone posted that as a comment, I believe, on a question on a video, and then you saw that one, Buns of Flufficle, I'm assuming. But then they went and turned around and sent it in as a priority question themselves, too. So, yeah. I think it was just a bunch of unfortunate circumstances. So, it worked out.
Very, very generous of Buns.
Yes. Anybody can do that if you like, by the way. Just have to send it in the usual way. Here's one from Camo. Various IDW Sonic debates are about characterization, such as Sonic's dialogue. Have any of those debates made you reflect on your past writing choices or just to strive further as a writer?
It's a form of input. It is not the only form of input, but it is taken into consideration.
Alrighty. More input. Need input, Ian. Need input. Number 5. Cece is here with a question. Can Antoine handle spicy foods?
Of course he can handle the spiciest foods. The spiciest of spices is what he can.
He's dying.
Antoine, it's paprika. You be shutting the face. Shutting the face while I'm enjoying my delicious... Are you crying? No, I'm not crying. I'm fine.
You are crying. Oh, man. We have too many good thumbnails for this episode. Possibilities. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, he can barely handle Bunny. She's spicy, though, to be fair. She's very spicy. Chow Researcher has a question. Mafia boss Big the Cat and Black Market Chow catch wind of what Clutch did back in White Park. Big will always find you. What kind of punishment awaits Clutch when he gets caught by the Mafia?
Wow. Big man, Big. He makes sure that he goes out there and he gets his cut of both the Profits and of Clutch.
Oh, yes. Good old Kingpin Big. Terrifying. So what we need is Big, played by Vincent D'Onofrio. Here's one from Chaos Sonic 1. A while ago in my question with the Silver Shadow and Amy character, you said that Galahad was Lancelot's and Amy's character's kid. That is really squicky, since in some Arthurian lore, Nemu, aka Lady of the Lake, is Lancelot's adopted mom, which kind of squickifies it. This isn't a question, but...
Welcome to medieval literature.
It would not be historical fiction if it didn't have a little bit of...
A little bit of history is what you mean.
A little bit of interbreeding. Here's one from Conga. Does Sonic's World have a Chow distribution system similar to the cat distribution system in ours? If you don't know what that is, Google it. Or does the cat distribution system apply to Mobian cats in Sonic's World?
No, Chow, sure, I can imagine. This little adorable water baby just happens to wander into your lawn. You going to turn it away? No, of course not. It is now in your home. It is now its home. Mm-hmm. There you go. But if like a Mobian cat just walked in and said, "Sup," and like crashed on your couch, you call the police.
Maybe. Depends on which
and
cat.
And specifically them, because if you call gun, they're just going to drive a truck through your house and then everybody loses.
Depends on which cat it is. Like if it's Big, I'll let him in. It's fine. He can stay.
If Big can manage to get into your house, then yeah, I guess. Because you're not going to let him back out.
Anybody else, you're out. Yeah, you're not allowed.
He's so big that when he sits around the house, he really sits around the house.
Hey, that's mean.
But physically accurate.
All right, here's one from Cool Christy 1. If I invite a famous Sonic celebrity actor / artist to one of my Sonic the Hedgehog birthday parties, will I be very popular on social media or the Sonic community? By the way, I just had one in November on the 18th, and I just turned 35. Well, that was a couple months ago, but happy belated birthday, Cool Christy.
Yes, happy belated birthday, young person. I guess it would depend on the Sonic celebrity, but I don't know. My general impression would be, popularity, jealousy, befuddlement. How did you manage to wrangle that? How do I do that?
What if you were the famous Sonic celebrity?
Then they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, okay, sure. If you say so.
I mean, I can't even make balloon animals. I'm terrible at parties.
That's okay. Here's one from DDR Master M. I saw those Winter Jam covers with skiing and snowboarding and have seen that they were lies. Lies, I tell you. So, to address this crime against my favorite sport, I must now ask, Ski Day for Sonic and Friends. Does Tangle use her tail for extra warmth? Who skis or who snowboards? Who spends it all on the bunny hill? Who blitzes down the mountain versus taking it carefully going side to side? Who's more likely to start a snowball down the hill? And which ones are the daredevils who no fear some hardcore expert run like Jackson's Holes, Corbett's Coulier?
Well, we know Sonic and Tails snowboard. We have seen this.
Yeah.
Tangle skis, her tail snowboards. Heaven forbid a tree comes between them.
Oh boy.
Whisper snowboards and does the whole cool James Bond parachute thing, but actually doesn't ever make it look lame. She manages to make it look cool.
Yeah.
Like, even if she's like paragliding and snowboarding away from an explosion, she somehow makes it look awesome.
That's right.
Amy, she'll go with whatever one all her friends are on. Like if Cream is just now learning on the bunny hill, she'll stay with Cream and help her out. If everybody else is going downhill, she'll like snowboard or she'll ski. She'll go along with the group. I don't think she'll necessarily go down like the triple black diamond or however it's designated, like vertical drop full of grizzly bears. Sonic, though, he would. And Jet. Storm would follow because if the boss is going to go down that hill, I'm going to go down that hill.
That's right.
Then, there's an opening in the Babylon Rogues. Big is the snowball going down the hill.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I mean, he
He's
tried
the
to
one
kick off and just over and over and over and over and over and over.
big as the avalanche. Ski Free, starring Sonic with Eggman as the Yeti.
And Blaze is just chilling out of the cabin because, number one, it's cold, and two, she's having flashbacks of how badly coated White Acropolis was for her segment. And no, she's not going through that again.
No. Never. Let's see. Anybody else?
That's enough for now.
Okay. And our last question before we take a break is from Dice. This question is from an awesome artist that I share a server with, C. Croc. Will we ever see something close to roboticization make a comeback?
Again, very generous of you for sponsoring somebody else's question. Good on you. As for robotization, I honestly don't know. We kind of came close with Lost World, sorta, but it's not the same.
Yeah, and Metal Virus, you could argue, was a form of it in a way, but it was...
In a way, but that was more of an homage to, like, the spirit of it. Like, the original concept of robotization, especially in SatAM, was terrifying. You get locked in some kind of horrible machine, you get robbed of your free will, and in SatAM, the robotization was an exoskeleton, so you're still, like, stuck inside this thing. So the Metal Virus was kind of a version of that, but I wouldn't call it the same thing.
Right.
Because the Zombots were not Robians. It's a different kind of torturous existence. So, and traditionally up to this point, modern Sonic has been content with putting just small animals into badniks. And even that's been kind of scaled back. So I don't know. It certainly seems like a logical extension. If Eggman's going to put a Flicky in a Motobug, why not put Amy inside the Killtron 3000?
Why not?
But also, at the same time, I feel like Metal Virus is still kind of fresh in people's minds, even though it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That story seemed to have made an impact. Couldn't have been because of the timing of its release. So, I feel like any kind of robotization would feel like, oh, they're just going back and redoing Metal Virus, which is already kind of a retread of robotization in some ways. So I don't foresee it happening anytime soon, but I could be wrong. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm receiving word that Starline was ahead of the game, just in the wrong direction. I mean, I guess so.
What should I call this procedure? Legionization? No, not that.
That's silly.
That's tired. That's old.
I like the idea that Starline is aware of everything that happened before.
I wonder how I would look in Snively's outfit. Oh, gosh, never mind.
Oh, no.
I have better hair, though, for miles.
And he uses margarine. Oh.
Go back and, reread early Starline. He is nothing like that.
No. You're right. He went through a bit. He is now, though.
BumbleKast Starline. There you go.
I mean, if you brought him back, he'd probably be a lot closer to BumbleKast Starline than
no.
the comic.
If I had to bring him back, I would make a conscious effort to not do that. If we're bringing him back, it needs to be in style. He was a villain that had gravitas. We need to treat that with a little bit of respect. We don't need to have him so camp that you have a fire to one side and a tent over there.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more on the BumbleKast. We're back, and we have our weekly giveaway question. This one is from Twitter. Of course, if you want to get your potential giveaway question of your own, head on over to our social media on Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, Instagram, or Facebook. And hey, maybe you can join in on the giveaway and get a free priority question. Here's one from Mr. Dorko. I was wondering how you would do a role swap between Sonic and Shadow. How would a classic Shadow get along with a now Ultimate Lifeform version of Sonic? Would Tails stay with Shadow? Would Shadow and Sonic actually be friends now? I need to know.
Interesting how you worded this, because so much of Shadow's characterization is built on his backstory and his identity as the ultimate life form. But you specified Sonic as the ultimate life form, so presumably Sonic is the one that Gerald made. Sonic is the one who saw Maria die, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But we're talking role swaps, not necessarily character swaps.
Not personality swaps, no.
So you would have a classic Shadow being, gruff and difficult to approach, but still fighting to protect those that are in need of protection.
Yeah, he'd be a bit of an anti-hero, classic anti-hero in a way.
I don't know if Tails at that point of his life would be inspired by that, or if, Shadow's aloofness would just inspire him to try harder. Notice me! I can fly now! I don't care.
He might be a little less harsh, but
maybe.
Yeah.
Although I would kind of relish the look of Knuckles popping out and bopping the emeralds out of Shadow. You what, mate? And then for Sonic's side, if he's going to still have that cavalier attitude, it would almost be a kind of tragic overcorrection. Like he refuses to give in to any form of despair or despondence. Maria wanted him to be happy. She wanted him to be full of life. So he is going to live in excess for the both of them. And, Shadow's direness and recalcitrance would just incite him to try to get some kind of a reaction out of the two. So there'd still be the rivalry. There would still be that kind of love-hate thing, I guess. But it would be in a different context, which is interesting.
I can imagine Sonic being like, I'm the ultimate life form. And yeah, he'd be like, yeah, that would be, he's just like, got a big head. He's really full of himself and he's just kind of a jerk, which is kind of what Shadow was, but, in a different way, in that Sonic way, like how Sonic is kind of a jerk, just in general.
Imagine the beginning of, Shadow the Hedgehog, but it's Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic, the appointed time is upon us. You are one of us.
He just got to looks himself up and down. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Of course. Then we have Dark Path Sonic who's going to murder the president. That's hilarious.
Sonic
you can't get away from me.
Sonic with a gun.
No scoped.
Tails is looking up at Shadow, looking up at him with big eyes, and I want to be grizzled and angsty too. Oh no!
And thus is the true origin of Jeff Axer's 9-inch Tails picture.
Oh,
if
boy.
you know, you know.
Oh man, that's going back. You're pulling out that old chestnut.
Well, he just released the original line art. Not too long ago. Wow, that takes me back.
Well, now we know how he becomes 9.
Oh God.
9 speed run. All right, let's get into this question here from Dove. Starline's isekai adventures continue. Oh no, they're happening within episodes now. So the Doctor finds himself in a new world. He landed pretty hard though, and it takes a moment to gather himself. When he finally takes in his surroundings, a large group is gathered, applauding him for landing his home upon the Wicked Witch of the East. A different witch, a supposed good witch named Glinda, gives him a pair of ruby slippers. Then a third witch arrives, and she is pissed about the shoes. Does Starline take over Oz? Does he take the Yellow Brick Road? Does anyone figure out that Starline landed on Dorothy, who landed on the witch? And most importantly, does he make the ruby slippers work?
Oh, he does.
Are they going to be the ruby slipper?
With the vest, but it clashes with the vest, but this is a whole work in progress type of thing.
I mean, you could always go back to the original emerald slippers instead if you want to go with something more neutral, but...
Oh no, it was gold. It was gold slippers.
Was it gold in the original? I thought it was emerald. I thought they were silver.
It's Land of Oz, as in ounces, as you weigh gold in ounces. Part of the whole.
Oh, I'm told it's silver. Actually, they were silver.
When it was gold.
They were silver slippers. Yeah.
Huh.
I think that's what I'm being told. Yeah, I was
Alright,
like silver or emerald. I knew it was something like that. Like they were, like, or not emerald because that would be green.
Chaos Emerald Slippers.
Bum bum bum.
Anyway, point is, yes, he rocks whatever shoes he has on. And he thinks this whole thing with the Wicked Witch of the West is a big misunderstanding. I mean, she's got an army of flying monkeys. He's definitely going to get in on that. He's not going to go through any of the rigmarole of getting things approved by the Lollipop Guild. Are you kidding me? So he's on his quest to get to the witch's castle to explain things, and they can have an allegiance. This land of Oz, it's ripe for the picking. And oh my God, they have an entire city made out of emeralds. If even half of that is empowered like you think it is, they can rule entire universes. And he'll recruit those rubes along the way. I mean, the straw man's good for target practice. The Tin Man, there's not an automaton he wouldn't like to control. The Cowardly Lion, are you kidding? He can bully that thing. Such power, but he can tell it to do what he wants, or he'll give it that disapproving glare. And then, it's a blubbering mess. Oh, these minions will do just fine.
Oh, no. Starline, have you learned nothing?
Of course not. That's why it's fun.
No. Okay.
Just imagine him looking down towards the horizon. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Yes, follow the yellow brick road. Who are we kidding? He doesn't make it out of the opium fields.
No, of course not. I was going to say. This is rather presumptuous. He's going to die pretty quick, I think. Another house is going to land on top of him.
Glinda's watching his progress going, oh no, this is a bad time. He's kind of dying out there. I could help, but I'll get those shoes later. It's fine. It's fine.
The chat's freaking out about you saying opium. It's like, they're poppies, guys. The flowers that make Dorothy and the lion sleepy. Yes. It's a drug allegory. The copium fields.
Just stagger around. He'll take me back. It'll be fine once I get bored.
Oh, no.
Oral can! Oral can!
What's the magic word? Please. What's the follow-up word?
Master!
There we go.
No. Let's move on from this nightmare and into this question from EJ. Since pronouns became canon in Frontiers, now I'm pretty sure canons have been pronouns have been canon for a long time before Frontiers, but anyway. It seems that robot characters don't necessarily come with pre-installed pronouns, or might have individual preferences. E.g., Japanese dub Neo Metal uses the same masculine first-person pronoun ore as Sonic. Gamma switches from neutral to masculine pronouns during his arc. Meanwhile, Omega's only used the gender-neutral watashi. Did other characters just assume Omega's a he, and it stuck? Would Omega ultimately care if someone used it, they, or even she? Also, fun fact, World War I tanks are considered male or female based on their armament. And what about metal?
I think, number one, a lot of the nuance is lost in the translation because we don't have those suffixes in English.
Yeah.
So a lot of that is lost. But I feel like there is, to a degree, some of the intention still there. Since we're talking specifically of Omega with the neutral Watashi, I think it's just he doesn't care.
No.
He exists. He's clearly masculine coded with voice and arguably body type and hyper aggressiveness. The thing runs on machismo, but I don't think he really cares. You can call him he, her, it, they, whatever. Just don't call him late to the massacre. Then he'll be insulted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he's above that concern. It's just he wants to destroy Eggman robots. That's all there is to it.
Pretty much.
As for Metal, I mean, he wants to be the one true Sonic. The one true Sonic is already a he. So, yes, he has to be he.
It's required, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure. Cool with that. All right. Our next question is from Finest Cacophony. Y'all ever been to rehab? I sure haven't, but Starline sure has with this question. Starline wakes up in hell, except it looks like Glendale, and it's full of supervillains and German ogres. The good doc is wound up in Team 4 Star's Home for Infinite Losers. How does he cope in this mediocrity?
Hans, we have a visitor. I would actually pay good money to see Team 4 Star fold Starline into their Home for Infinite Losers series. He doesn't fit. He doesn't belong, but by God, they'd do him right there. It'd be funny. And number one, he's out of his element, because if he's winding up in that particular hiffle, he doesn't know any of the politics that are going on. And he is vastly under his power level here. So all he's going to do is try to find a way to get on top. Like, he's going to devote himself to learning the intricacies, to figuring out who is allied to who and who has slighted who. How can he play that against each other so that he can rule the cul-de-sac by himself and then finally claw his way back up to that mysterious snake-shaped road? There's got to be something there, right? And meanwhile, Hans and Franz are just being their normal, well-meaning, placating, but obnoxious selves. What a funny little bird. He has no wings. What should we do with this funny little thing? I think we're mixing our genres here. For all fantasy.
Nice.
But Hans were ogres, not urchai. Franz, those were specifically orcs. Urchai came much later. Yeah, that's just all.
All right, I guess I need to watch this. These jokes are going a little over my head, but the voices are funny.
It's very inside baseball. The whole thing is basically built off of the kind of revisionist meta canon they built for their own abridged series.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still really funny.
Well, that's fine. All right.
And how does he continue his isekai adventures despite being dead and in hell? Somebody help! I sat on a duck!
Oh, no. This is Starline's hell. Constant isekais. All right, here's one from Fox Guy. How would you write a Meet the Sniper and Meet the Ninja for Fang and SBO?
For Fang, have him talking to the camera, playing himself up, and highlighting all of his individual skills with quick cutaways of showing him in action and looking incredibly competently.
How cool he is, yes.
And then, cuts back to him in the interview, and he just gets this kind of sour expression and goes, and, forgive yourself for your faults, and then show how each individual other cutaway ends in disastrous failure. As for SBO, similarly, he's talking very seriously about how hard he is trained in the art of ninjutsu, and how very serious he is about being the Chaotix lone ninja, with small cutaway showing him being an absolute goober that undercuts whatever point he's making.
Of course.
And then to inverse it, because SBO is cool, and I will die on that hill, have him say that, you never give up. Ninja always perseveres, and then show him managing to turn things around and be an utter badass, because he is. He's just a little bit of a goof.
Well, he's got to fit in with the chaotic somehow.
Yeah.
Yep. And does Meet the Sniper end with Fang getting sniped by Whisper? Oh, the irony.
Sniping's a good job, mate.
Oh, no. Whisper, please put down that jar of yellow liquid. Here's one from Geo Knuckles. I wonder how the Sonic franchise would become if Sonic was sold to Bandai Namco.
Now, to be fair, I don't know what the current state of Bamco is in general.
Yeah.
I just
you have your
personal frustrations with how they've handled the Tales of series.
I was going to say, you have certain thoughts on... certain Namco properties.
Like, on the one hand, it's like, I want a Sonic RPG styled like a Tales game.
Yeah.
On the other hand, that would involve Bamco.
Well,
I'm sorry. I am happy if you enjoy Tales of Arise. I feel like it is just, oh god.
Arise, Tails. Tails arise. Wait, hold on.
Of course, that means I can't really go back and defend Zestiria or Berseria on gameplay either, and we're getting off topic.
Why is it Tales of Arise? Because they wrote themselves into a corner by naming it Tales of something?
It's about the oppressed people rising up to overthrow their overlords. It's like the only title that I can immediately think of that makes the most. Okay, no, Tales of Hearts. That makes a certain degree of sense.
Yeah.
But no, Tales of the Abyss. That also makes a degree of sense.
That actually
You know,
is
I'm-
like a that's actually like the Abyss. Actually, sounds like a place.
Yeah.
Tales of
Once again,
Tales of
I'm-
Destiny sounds all right. I mean,
See, I never played those, so I'm not 100% sure how fitting that name is. But
at least like it's a phrase, and Destiny is an actual word. Well, it'd be interesting. Here's one from Gideon W. Sage manages to guilt Eggman into giving up time travel plots for his New Year's resolution. Does he manage for his precious daughter, or is she disappointed?
Sage says, please stop with the time travel shenanigans for New Year's. And Eggman goes, all right, fine. Go prep the Eggmobile. I'll be there and we'll go, I don't know, bomb Sonic's house or something. And she, floats away and he starts tinkering with his chronometer. And then a portal opens up and like completely haggard future Eggman pokes his head through. Don't do it. And then zoop, back through the portal.
Oh, so what is this? Like the random Batman v Superman thing where the Flash comes back and to Batman? I don't even remember what he said or why and how it tied in anything. It didn't, but it's kind of silly. Does he listen to himself?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised because he has to follow through on it to get to the point where he tells himself, where he goes back to tell himself to not do it.
And that is the exact reason he's wrestling with after he decides not to do it and realizes what a headache time travel is. So yeah, no, he's not going to do it.
I'm being informed that Eggman has not done time travel in nearly 13 years. Well, that's 13 years in our time, Roland Rago, not 13 years in franchise. The Sonic Generations was like last week. All right, here's one from Happy Times. Similar to X's Armors and Black Zero, Axel has an upgrade known as White Axel in X8. However, there's no story to it, aside from it being possibly connected to the ending cutscene where Lumine attacks Axel's head crystal, due to the color scheme resembling Lumine and being unlockable after defeating him with a fully upgraded Axel. If you were writing Mega Man X comics and had reached a point in the series, what would you have done with it?
So, like, in the ash can, I have my X9 pitch. Like, Capcom, if you're listening, please, I'm ready to go. Just hire me. And basically, Axel's story would revolve around being the next vessel for Sigma. Like,
Ooh.
Sigma looks like he's more or less... He's corroded to the point where he's not even intelligible. He's barely a factor in X8. And Lumine was kind of carrying that torch. I'm pretty sure the implication is supposed to be that Axel's been infected with some version of the Sigma virus. So it would be Axel literally fighting for his soul against Sigma. Sigma wants this wonderful transformative body because now he can become anyone and anything. He has reached peak evolutionary potential just like he always wanted. And Axel's like, you what, mate?
Why is everyone saying that?
Rule of three. That's a running gag for the episode.
Okay.
And give Axel like this serious hero moment where he makes his greatest personal triumph, which is to defeat Sigma on his own terms and maintain himself.
I would like to see it, Capcom. Unlike Sega, I hope you are listening. I don't want Sega to be listening, but I would like Capcom to be listening.
And yes, it is a little tired to bring back Sigma one more time, but it's what the series does. Come on.
It's right there.
Like an X game, a mainline X game without a Sigma is just weird. It's like a mainline Mega Man without a Wily, you know?
It's like a Sonic without Eggman.
Yeah, you gotta do. You gotta do.
It's like a Mario without Bowser. Wait, that has actually happened a few times, but ignore that.
Yeah, well, Mario actually gets sequels in other games.
Oh, no. Here's a question from Hatak. It's time for a New Year's refresh, so my question is, what do some Sonic characters do to relax? But I'm not talking about hobbies or snacks or anything like that. What do they do when they need some hardcore R&R? The kind that makes you go, oh, I really needed this once you start.
Tails fuels up the tornado and just takes off.
Okay.
No flight plan, no destination, no grander experiment, no plans. He's just going to enjoy the flight. And wherever he winds up, he winds up. And it's going to be fine. He's not going to overthink it. He's not going to overanalyze it. He's just going to enjoy the sensation of flight. Amy, girly spa day. Like full on, yes, queen pamper.
Yeah.
Big, to do something a little different, is going to go fishing.
Wow. I can't imagine him doing that.
I know it's a bit of a stretch. Might be a little controversial, but there you go.
Yeah.
Sonic, I don't think he really needs it because he, if he isn't already doing something high action, he is completely chilling out. He doesn't really need a downtime. He finds it by himself.
He's just cool like that.
Yeah.
What about Tangle?
Can Tangle get stressed enough to require
I
downtime?
was going to say, is she like in a similar boat to Sonic?
I mean, yeah, she's been through some much more trying times than she has in through most of her life, but I feel like she would kind of sit back and look on it and go, man, that was an adventure. And like most of the negativity would just kind of fall by the side. It'd be like, yeah, that kind of sucked, but we made it through. And now we got such a story to tell. Yeah, that was cool. Was it fun? Maybe not all of it, but we got through it and it was an adventure. So it's all good. Kind of reminds me, there was this one moment early on in IDW where Sonic goes, man, that was so much at once. I think I need to take a break. And there's a panel where he rests. And then the next the immediate panel after that is, that's enough, time to go. And I worried about that sequence because I thought, is this too corny? Are people going to just like cringe at this? And no, people like loved that moment. It's like, yes, that's Sonic. I'm like, okay, good.
Good. What about Silver? I'm getting a lot of words, pings about Silver over here.
Silver's in the present day, which is largely at peace. He is living his downtime.
Which is weird, considering how much Eggman is doing stuff. But, I guess whatever Eggman does, still not as bad as anything in the future, huh?
I mean, yes, Eggman's occasionally causing problems, but Silver can go nigh upon anywhere and find fresh water without issue.
Yeah.
He can put a roof over his head. He doesn't have to try to find something to eat. Nothing is on fire that shouldn't be. Now, he's living the high life right now.
Yeah, yeah. And Whisper? What's Whisper doing?
She is slowly learning how to relax. Baby steps.
Is it away from Tangle or with Tangle?
Goes moment to moment.
I was going to say, it could go either way.
Sometimes with good friends, that's what you need to rejuvenate. And sometimes Tangle, it was a little much.
Yes.
You need some quiet. Something not moving.
Whisper yelling, where's the therapy button? All right, here's a question from Hearts 13. Here's a hypothetical scenario for an Archie/IDW composite Sonic reality. A double date. Sally Acorn and Nicole the HoloLinks plus Tangle and Whisper at Uncle Chuck's Diner in Knothole City. How well or badly does this double date play out?
I think it'd go fine. Tangle's the life of the party. She's the one who's going to initiate and, drive most of the conversation.
Yeah.
But they did get along fine.
And then inevitably, Robotnik attacks, and they're at it.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Time to go. Yeah. And then it becomes an adventure.
If the interactions need a little bit of guidance or, structuring, Sally can, gently move the topic in that direction. And, Nicole and Whisper are largely kind of passive listeners. They're kind of enjoying the vibe of getting to know everybody. Yeah, good time.
I'm being told that this is a 4-way wife swap adventure.
You know what? If you want to launch that flotilla, go ahead.
It's already a double date, Ian. All right, here's one from Jara. How would Bomb the Mechanics and Amy Doll get along? Would they be fast friends, fierce foes, or some weird Shadow and Sonic sort of relationship? I was curious, since though the mechanics of how they work differs, the pair seem like they would have some explosive chemistry together, for better or for worse.
Oh, sure. Amy Doll would run up and give him a big hug, and they both explode. I hope they were happy, because it didn't last long.
Yeah, it's true. Speedrunning relationship.
This is what happens when you get into a relationship way too fast. You need to take it slow.
Boom. And here's a question from JCR1216. A rare moon makes Sonic, Knuckles, Blaze, Rouge, Silver, Tangle, Whisper, Lanolin, Jewel, Shadow, and Surge fall for Barry. How do they all flirt with him?
Okay, we're not doing these 20 character lists anymore, so I'm going to cherry pick a few.
Yeah.
Sonic, totally chill. Barry realizes he's way out of his league. Does not pursue.
Yeah.
Blaze has deep feelings, but she has so much going on. She has an entire, country to run, and Barry's still finding himself in life. She can't drop all her baggage on him. So she will do the tragic, poignant thing and keep her feelings to herself. And Barry has no idea, zero idea at all. Tangle, well, now they're going to, be best trained buddies forever. And Barry's like, when did this happen? Lanolin becomes his life coach as an excuse to be closer to him, and Barry has no idea. And Surge cannot believe that she has feelings for this schlub, this NPC.
What?
Why?
No. But excuse me, they are the player character. Barry is the player character, please.
She will judge who's worthy of the universe and her attention. Nah, she can't handle this. This is a dark mark upon her entire cred. She's just gonna have to nuke him. And Barry has no idea.
Nope, no clue. Did we do Silver?
We're not gonna do the whole list.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Silver fans. Butter Noodles is here with a request to end out the show. Can you sing Fisheye Lens, but Strong Bad is Starline, Coach is Orbot, and Homestar is Black Doom? Boy, this got complicated real fast. And if you have no idea what the song is, please, Homestar Runner, Fisheye Lens, go look it up.
Woke up this morning in a rap song video. Can you help me with my hip-hop video? Well, Orbot, that all depends. Can you get your red mittens on a fisheye lens? I'm sorry, did you just say womp womp? That's right, and you know what that means. I don't. Things are about to get bulbous. Womp womp. I bought a fisheye lens and make rap videos with a couple of friends. It goes womp womp. All the ladies and men's, they know everything is better with a fisheye lens. Hey, that chorus wasn't kidding. Check out how cool my rap points look. With a fisheye lens, you don't need to know how to rap or skateboard or do anything well. Just put the camera on the ground and aim it up. My kicks look huge and my crew looks tough. You got bulbous hands and bulbous feet. Now turn your back to the camera, show those bulbous cheeks. Oh, look at that! I've got a considerable rear shelf. That makes me uncomfortable. I bought a fisheye lens and make rap videos with a couple of friends. It goes womp womp. All the ladies and men, they know everything is better with a fisheye lens. And once you use a fisheye, well, you just can't stop. It used to kind of be expensive, but then the price dropped. I jumped in slow motion off the curb without a skateboard. That should look absurd, but with a fisheye lens, haven't you heard? I got the moves so smooth, make your mom say.
Those are some exceptionally smooth moves.
Orbot,
Starly.
what you got for me?
I got the
F-S-E-E lens.
Let's pretend I got 10 girlfriends and make amends in my bins with a fisheye lens. It goes
Womp womp. I brought a fisheye lens and makes rap videos with a couple of friends. It goes womp womp. All the ladies and men's, they know everything's better with a fisheye lens. Oh, fisheye lens, I bet you can make even lame stuff look cool.
Yeah.
What about tax papers?
Oh, look how cool those papes look. How about a pair of tan pants?
Oh, somebody say country dish towel.
Country dish towel.
I have an idea of what we should try. What happens when you point it at a real fish eye?
What happened to the honey?
Bring back the fish eye. Black Doom, you broke our rap star video.
You turned us into a Dixieland jazz band.
Why y'all gotta be dissing on Dixieland? I think it's great. It has several dissipations. Several syncopations. Several syncopations. Several syncopations tonight.
And that's going to wrap us up for this edition of the BumbleKast. If you want to have your question answered on the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
And I hope you've enjoyed our nonsense.
Seriously, what's wrong with several syncopations? Several syncopations. Several syncopations tonight.
Why does Black Doom have the Homestar Runner lisp?
If I'm doing a Homestar Runner Black Doom, he's going to have the lisp.
Seriously, you guys. Shadow. It's totally time. It's totally the appointed time. Totally.
Oh no.
I'm a Black Doom. I'm a terrific athlete.
It's even funnier still because Homestar has no arms, but he has no legs.
Yeah. Beautiful.
What are you talking about? I'm a wong pants man. Wong pants, wong pants. Everybody wong his pants. Wong pants.
No. All right, put away the Black Doom. Put him away. You need to save your throat.
The body is adjusting to the lower blood sugar level, and that also has me a little hangry.
Oh no.
That's my secret cap. I'm always hangry. Just eats that giant space worm.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. Oh no, it's him. Put him away, Ian. We don't know. Don't let them. Don't
Kyle,
let.
did I ever tell you how I got my Joker moment?
Don't know. We don't need those scars. Put it away. Your Joker sounds like Jim Carrey Joker.
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm surprised Jim Carrey wasn't the Joker. He was the Riddler though. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess because they already had the Joker. They probably would have cast him as the Joker if he were more popular a few years earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they also recast Harvey Dent.
That's true. But they
Oh,
killed the
continuity.
Joker in the 89 Batman.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Supposedly. Spoiler alert.
Now I hear Jack Nicholson say, "Let's put a smile on that face." As his Joker. That would be fucking terrifying, dude.
And he would have been if he'd played the Joker like that would have been freaking terrifying.
I mean, I really like his Joker.
Yeah.
It's a nice,
It's classic.
it's almost like a retroactive middle ground between Hamill's and, oh Christ, what's his name?
Is it Cesar Romero? No.
He was in the Nolan movies. He was the actor's name.
Oh, Heath Ledger. Yeah.
Thank you. I was like, Leto. No.
No. That's a different one.
Yeah, Ledger. Thank you.
Ledger. Yeah.
Nichols was almost like a combo of Hamill and Ledger, which makes no sense chronologically, but